Well, good morning. I was uploading the videos for our Superior Trail trip, and it occurred to me that I never did any videos for days 11 and 12. I think one of the very last videos I mentioned that we were thinking about going into town because it was about to rain. We were planning on doing some day hiking out of Tetangouche State Park for some of the trails there because it's very nice. But with the rain coming in, we ended up getting a hotel and not doing that. We had met some hiking buddies on the trail, Emma and Sel, and tag teamed with them, jumped leapfrog, spent several evenings in camp with them, and they were on a through hike, and they eventually did finish a couple weeks later. I'm recording this like 8 or 9 months later because I finally getting around to processing the videos and realized I'd never had anything wrapping up. So let me tell you a little bit about the journey that was not stated in any of those videos. We started that epic trip with kind of like a choose your own adventure, a very flexible plan. I was carrying all of the food because we didn't want to plan on a resupply because we just didn't know how things were going to go. You probably heard me a couple of times asking Tina how she was doing and hearing her put on Voltaren and other pain meds. Her knees were really bad going into that trip, and so our plan was flexible. We didn't know where we were going to end up on that trip. We had an set number of days, but not a destination. We had kind of tentative targets and all that, but it was going to be play it by ear because we didn't know how far Tina, her body would allow her to go. Throughout that trip, her legs got worse and worse and worse. Some of the first days we were doing like 12, 14 miles, 16 miles. Towards the end, it was like 5, 6, something like that. And one of the very last videos I took, it's kind of a funny one that you may watch. It's about her going down this, descending this thing called Drain Pipe into Tetangouche State Park. And I set it to some music, sped it up because it was rather humorous. But the reason that she was so slow going down that was she was in excruciating pain at that point. And that's all she could do. When you saw her shuffling down baby steps, that's all her body would allow. But she was a trooper that entire trip, in pain but sucking it up. But by the end of that trip, her legs were done. So much so that following that trip, she went in and got her knees evaluated. There was no cartilage left in her left knee. And she ended up, so we did that trip in September. The first weekend of November, she had a complete knee replacement surgery. And, has recovered since then. And we're now back to doing some hiking. But she's the unsung hero of that whole trip. Is just how much determination she had to go and do those things and enjoy. And because she had the knee replacement surgery, she basically burned all of her vacation time for this calendar year in the recovery process. So I'm out doing some hiking and backpacking, and she's jealous because her body can do it now, but she doesn't have the time. So we've done a couple of minor things. I think it's now middle of May. Memorial Day weekend, she's finally going to get to see the south rim of Big Bend National Park. We're going to do a quick trip up there. But since that video was made, we sold the San Antonio house. We now live in Jordanton, and really like this place. own like an acre and a half now, out of the city. Fantastic living in a small town. It's like no traffic, but it there's everything we need within a 5 or 10 minute drive. So it's really really nice. Um, Later this summer, like I said, she's jealous that she can't go. But later this summer, Troop 485 invited me to go with them to Philmont. So I'm training for that. Put on a little weight, but trying to get back in shape. I'm going to be training for that. And then right now, I was supposed to be. A buddy of mine invited me to go hike part of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, basically the Appalachian Trail from one end of the park to the other. And they're out there right now, and I would be, had days off and all that. But I tweaked a groin muscle a couple weeks ago, and I didn't want to push it because it's still a little tender, and everything I read said that takes a while to heal, and I didn't want to be out on one of the most strenuous portions of the Appalachian Trail, not knowing, if I was going to be a burden on them because I was nursing an injury. So, in as a consolation prize, I've decided that Labor Day this weekend, I'm going to do. Tina and I are going to go up to Jackson, Wyoming. She may do a staycation, working for a day or two, and then I am going to go hike the Teton Crest Trail through Jedediah Smith Wilderness and Grand Teton National Park. So that is a bucket list item for me. So if I can't do Smoky Mountains National Park, I'll do Grand Teton National Park. So anyway, just wanted to wrap up with our Superior Hiking Trail thing. We do plan on going back and finishing the rest of that trail. Probably not next year because we have vacation plans for next year, but maybe the year after that we'll do a week or two. By then her body, she's losing weight now too, and we're thinking that we could probably go up there and do those 15-mile days consistently, where before, some of those days 6-7 miles, and that was pushing it for her. 1 mile an hour was all she could do. Anyway, until next time, I'll talk to you later. Bye.